explosive plays and try to make them earn everything and execute consistently and extend those drives. And I think it's going to be critical for us. We got to get get that goose egg off the board on the takeaway column. I mean, we're doing a lot of good things, but the one time that we do, pick the ball off Saturday night, we're offsides. I mean, that was disappointing, but I think it'll come eventually, and we just got to keep emphasizing it and believing in what we're doing.
Is this a week where you're really preaching to the guys that they got to keep their eyes in the right spot?
Yeah, I mean that's every week with me, honestly. I mean, I just, because a lot of times you get guys that, with all the right intentions, they'll play outside the framework of the defense, gawking in the backfield, just wanting to make a play. And there was a little bit of that the other night. Some of our guys were so anxious and trying to make plays, but they didn't execute the scheme, and that was where I addressed it maybe the most in our Monday morning meeting, was just getting them to understand that, if you'll just trust your teammates, and, sometimes, and even Jordan has admitted it, trying to do too much at times, and he's got to learn to trust his teammates as well as everyone else, trusting each other, and just let the system work for you.
Is that part of the discipline you talked about last week and how it's so important to your system?
It is. I mean, it's organized chaos at times, and you just got to trust it and let it work for you, and eventually those plays and those opportunities to make plays will come. Don't try to force it to happen, and that requires discipline sometimes. You just got to take care of your responsibility, and the ball's running away from you. I mean, we try to be very disciplined and assignment sound in the run and the pass distribution.
Does something along those lines get helped by the fact that as fast as they're going in practice, there's nobody in a game that is going as fast as what you guys face with Yost every day, and therefore when they get in the game situation, it's already automatically slowed down?
Yeah, this group might rival us. I mean, I saw they ran a play with 9 minutes and 32 seconds on the clock, and they snapped the ball with 9 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock in their last game. So that's pretty quick, But my deal is, when people are going fast, call defense fast. And it's, to me, when I don't mean to be funny.
No,
I mean, it's just like, when people go fast, I call defense fast. When to me, the most effective thing to do is changing tempos. When people are methodical, big play, boom, tempo, because that's when you get a defense there. Sometimes they're a little bit discombobulated and they're arguing with each other, and that's when the tempo, to me, seems the most effective, when you change it.
Y'all have managed to avoid those, seems like, that sort of situation. Because it seems like y'all have been pretty good at communicating and having guys lined up pretty snap.
Yeah, that's big with me. I mean, that's where it all begins. I mean, you can't be a disciplined defense if you can't get lined up, get in a stance. 70% of all big plays in Division 1A football come from a misalignment or a busted assignment, and it's not great execution by the offense. More times than not, it's the defense dismantling themselves just by something as simple as get the defensive call. I mean, that sounds very elementary, but man, I mean, you put 60,000 people in the stadium, and kids react different ways, and when it gets a little bit frantic down there, just something as simple as getting the defensive call, getting lined up, getting deployed, make sure our numbers are right, and we distribute the run and pass and try to outnumber them.
When you have 2 games to start the season where you give up only 10 points, 3 points, and on the scoreboard at least there's a wide margin between the teams, can you still pick out points of adversity that you can look back on when you go through adversity in a tighter game?
Well, that's funny you say that. I don't believe there's any such thing as adversity on the football field. I tell our guys there's no such thing as a crisis. There's highs and lows of emotion, but there's no such thing as adversity on a football field. Every Thursday we have that special spectator, and to me, I said, you want to see the face of adversity, that's adversity. There's highs and lows of emotion in football, and swings of emotion. I don't think we've had a lot of highs and lows yet, really. As far as, maybe, I think the closest thing to it would be in the Montana State game, when we were lined up wrong on the one blitz. We didn't press the #1 wide receiver. We gave him a free release, and they hit us on the big play. We stopped the run on second down, or on their first down. Then they hit us. We busted a coverage and gave up the big touchdown. That was the biggest or the lowest point of the season to this point in defensively, and I thought our kids handled it extremely well. I mean, I always tell them, you have to play the next play. You cannot allow your highs to get too high. You can't let your lows get too low. And again, that sounds something that's you just can't imagine when you have 60,000 people in a stadium, and that momentum shifts. It's almost like you can just feel it down on the field. I mean, so we're always coaching. That's why we keep our guys sitting on the bench. They're not up looking and watching the offense. They can look at the jumbotron, but we're constantly talking to them about playing the next play, playing the next series, getting your mind set for the next set of downs. You know, I've even stole things from Coach Beard. You know, I mean, like he holds up those subliminal messages, big dogs eat, and you know, we're sitting there, we've talked about this week doing the same thing and just constantly keeping our guys, hey, we need 3 more tackles for loss. Hey, we need 3 more takeaways. Hey, just anything that we can do to keep them engaged and keep them focused.
You said, so you said you hold up a sign that says "Big Dogs Eat."
No, that's what I saw Beard holding those things up in the basketball games. It says "Let the big dogs eat" or something like that. And I said, man, that's pretty cool. We'll do that. So we're going to do some of that ourselves. And I asked him about it this summer, and he just told me, he said, yeah, it's just all about staying focused. And you know, I thought that's a great idea. I mean, it's again, you're dealing with young people that they got a lot going on in their life, and man, trying to keep them in the moment and keep them engaged is just it's a constant challenge.
Do you call a game any differently on the road than you would at home, or is it just the opponent and down and distance and situation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, not really. Every game has its own unique. I don't know how to describe it. It's has its own unique twist and challenges, and so every plan is different. But the core of it is similar always. It's just the things that the adjustments, maybe the pressures can be different, but it didn't affect the way I call a game. I mean, it's that's the fun part of it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. You're welcome.